Hi everybody, it's your girl Diana. Um, Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, this is part 4 of my Breaking Free series, where I talk about things that I am learning and breaking free from when it comes to my emotionally abusive family. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about striving and how I grew up believing that the only way that somebody knew that I would want something was if I worked to earn it. But before we get started, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe and share this video so that more people may be blessed. And if you feel led to sow into this ministry, you may do so on my Cash App. I will leave that linked in the description below. And yeah, let's get started. So, striving is something that I have always struggled with. I have always struggled with being perceived as somebody who did not really have a work ethic, even though I did, and I still do. It was something that really hurt me a lot growing up because a lot of the time, whenever it came to things that I wanted or things that I needed, I was always taught, well, if you want it so badly, you have to work for it. And that even followed me into adulthood, like right now. Like, I don't have a job at the moment. I have not had a traditional 9 to 5 job this whole year, essentially. And it's been very hard on me. It's been very hard on me mentally. It's been very hard on me physically too. It's been very hard on me emotionally and spiritually because I've always believed that if I genuinely wanted something so bad that I had to work for it. And it even came down to me realizing that part of the reason why I felt that way was because of the way I grew up, where I had, like, I'll even give you an example that happened this year, where earlier this year it was my birthday, and my father had said that he had a birthday gift for me, but I had to prove that I wanted it. So needless to say, I didn't get a birthday gift from my father. And that really hurt me because even now as I look around, I think to myself, like, okay, I should I basically need to work to the bone to prove to people that I actually want something. And that's very hard, especially when you have the Lord telling you, like, be still and know that I am God, as he says in Psalm 46, I believe. Psalm 46:10. And I don't I will put the corrected verse somewhere on the screen. But basically, what I am saying is that it was very hard for me to learn how to be still. And even right now, it's very hard for me to be still because every part of me is just like, okay, I need a job. I need to have money to move out and to be able to actually build so that I can go. Like, okay, Lord, like, what do you want me to do? Like, what do you want me to do in this predicament? I am 20 years old. I'm 20 years old. I have no job fully that I'm getting paid from. The only stable source of income I have is from my blog, and even that is getting paid for by my emotionally abusive mother. And I'm just here, and it's like I'm just here, and it looks like I just sit around on my behind all day. Like, what do you expect me to do? How can I sit still when every circumstance around me, and it's like I don't want to get too comfortable here to the point where I lose sight of, where I lose sight of the excitement of moving out of this house, where I lose sight of why I'm doing this. Because nobody wants to be in a predicament where it's like you have yourself hyped up for something and then after a while it's like, okay, well it's never going to happen. But that's not true. Like, that's not true at all. Like, it is going to happen. I just have to be patient. And patience is difficult to have. Patience is very difficult to have, especially when you are somebody who, for lack of better wording, has never been this broke before, has never had these kinds of struggles with money before. And it's very hard to navigate. It's having to trust. It's truly having to trust the Lord. And even in this season now where I'm learning to trust the Lord and going through the whole reparenting thing, that's another area of which I'm having to learn, is the fact that I have to be okay. I have to be okay with not always being okay. And in terms of like my mental health, I've learned that lesson a lot easier. But in terms of like physical circumstance, it's definitely something that I didn't realize that I struggled with so often, because I had always been in a predicament where even if it came down to something that was drastic, like I was still, very rarely did I have to be the one to basically like figure it all out. But I always wanted to contribute to something, but rarely ever was it all on me. And if it was on me, I didn't even know it. So that is something that I feel like a lot of people don't discuss whenever it comes down to the feeling of knowing that you have to heal and going through the whole reparenting cycle and having to unlearn certain mindsets of life, is realizing that you don't have to, for lack of better wording, you don't have to constantly be working. Because when you keep on working for a while, you get distracted and you lose sight of what's important, which is Jesus, which is the Lord. And I know that because I've been in that predicament before, but part of me, I'll admit, still chases that feeling, because it's what kept me afloat in one way or another when it came to money. And even like having to change my mindset when it comes to money in general, and truly knowing that like money is not everything. Money is not everything. Money is great to have, it helps, but it's not everything. And that is something that I'm having to learn. That is something that I've been learning pretty much this whole year. Honestly speaking, that's something I've been learning pretty much this whole entire year. And needless to say, it's been difficult. I know that nobody asked for this, but I have been planning on starting a GoFundMe to at least get something going on, so I can at least save for that. But other than that, I don't know what else to do. Honestly, other than that and putting my Cash App in the description, I don't know what else to do. Keep it a buck with you. But I pray that you all enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.